Friends, Archangel here. People understand on some level that males are devalued and disposable. Yet females especially know that males are not viewed as equal beings to be loved and adored, but rather as cattle to be used. Just observe what happens in scary or hazardous situations. What do most females do? They save the day, yes? Actually, most look for the nearest male to hide behind. Females will grab the arm of a male, or they will step behind a male, or they will urge the male to go first into the dark basement, or they will shame the male into going outside to see what that scary noise was. Yeah, we teach societal tenets such as ladies first, yet here is the only situation where females want males to be first. Why? Because females use males as a buffer between danger and themselves. They will feed male ego by making him feel like a big tough warrior as she hides behind him. Or she might get all condescending and shame him with manhood insults in order to make him confront danger. Or she might turn into a delicate little bunny wabbit with big tears in order to invoke males' protective instincts. Whatever the method, the results are the same. Males are used by females as human shields against environmental danger or threat. Think of what a shield is. Think of how it is held. It is a fancy hunk of tin that sits on one's arm in front of the body to protect the person behind it. The shield is worth much less than the person carrying it aloft. The shield is meant to take the arrows, the sword strikes, the dragon's fire, any and all abuse. And when one shield gets messed up, you simply get yourself another. Think of action movies where one person will grab another person and use them as a shield to take gunfire. This is a gesture of absolute disrespect. In fact, it is a gesture of contempt that one person would grab another to sacrifice in order to save their own life. Which means, of course, that that person sees you as expendable, worth less than themselves. And this, of course, is the male plight, expendability. Now, in many movies, it is usually a hero grabbing a villain and using them as a shield, which makes this a point of justice. But sometimes it is the bad dude who grabs an innocent bystander to use as a shield in order to escape. This might be more analogous to females using males. They are the selfish villain only concerned for themselves, and they are using males in certain situations so that they may escape harm. Of course, some males are so indoctrinated with bravado and chivalry that as soon as a strange dog, a strange man, or a strange clown approaches, they step in front of any female in the immediate vicinity. But more often than not, I have seen females grab the arm of their male companion and step behind him when in public, because there are all these unsupervised, strange man-apes everywhere. And her action basically communicates, show for me, guide me, protect me, and save me. Yet, of course, when we are alone, I will berate you and tell you what to do, my silly little man shovel. Females are entitled, and so some will push a male forward into an angry mob as she turns and flees for her safety. Other females will demand that a male enter a dangerous situation on her behalf, like when she wants him to go tell the 300-pound psychotic neighbor to stop parking in her parking spot. When most all threatening situations arise, females want the males to do the confrontation, so that the male gets the repercussions, not her. Gee, that doesn't sound like something a person would do to an equal being that they loved. In fact, if females really cared about male welfare, they would jump in front of males when danger threatened. Sure, it would be against their self-preservation instincts, and especially their gynocentric species procreative instincts. Yet, if they ignored all that and thought of male safety first, that would effectively demonstrate that females truly care about male welfare and see them as beings, not tools. What, you think males don't get scared in dangerous situations? You think males don't want to preserve self? Yeah, please. However, instead, males are brainwashed and shamed into being the sacrificial shields to protect females who mock and belittle males. Females who are independent and don't need a man. females who find you repulsive, but they like the money you give them and the harm you spare them from. Thus, males are disposable. Males are the bodyguards, the bouncers who risk their safety for $12 an hour at a rowdy bar. Males are made to risk their lives as soldiers for peanuts, then denied benefits when they are injured and discharged. They risk their welfare and safety to perform dangerous jobs to make ends meet, because they have hungry mouths to feed. And males undertake all this danger because we are made to feel worth less. We are told that males are expendable. This is how all males feel, worth less. Their lives are worth less, which is why they bodyguard and bounce and soldier and perform dangerous jobs, because they are devalued, and they are taught that when it's crunch time, when you are between a rock and a hard place, when push comes to shove, males are disposable and they must protect the womanfolk. Males are disposable because they have lesser value, and they have lesser value in large part because we devalue them for not having a uterus. Thus, males are devalued, and devaluation leads to disposability. This is the male plight, not hard to understand. This is why it has become commonplace for females to grab their male companion and use him as a shield whenever they feel scared or threatened. When a male grabs a female and uses her as a shield, everybody spits contempt at him and questions his manhood because it points out the selfishness and ugliness of the act of using another for a shield to spare yourself. But when a female grabs a male and uses him as a shield, why, that is so cool. It's all cotton candy and rainbows. That is A-OK. Everything is fine and dandy because this is normal, and thus her ugly, selfish act becomes acceptable. In other situations of detriment, the female will just turn and run, leaving her boyfriend or husband, the love of her life, to fend for himself, which demonstrates her innate egocentricity. What if the reverse were true? What if the guy just turned and ran, leaving the female to fend for herself against a mugger? Yeah, how would people judge that? Are you kidding? Angry people with torches and pitchforks would hunt this weasel down and string him up for such a cowardly display. In other threatening situations, females will just start to cry and drop into a fetal position, expecting the male to take care of everything while she just shuts down, waiting for everything to go away. In some situations, the female is actually cocky and careless with her male companion's welfare, and she will make the situation worse, expecting her male companion to take the blows for her big mouth. For instance, a mugger confronts a couple. She immediately grabs her boyfriend's arm and hides, yet she calls the mugger names or tells him how weak and cowardly he is, and she lets her boyfriend, who she is hiding behind, take the repercussions for her big mouth, like a bratty little kid throwing rocks and insults as she hides behind someone else. In all situations of detriment, females are wholly encouraged to hide or cry or turn and run with no thought of care for the male. Yet the male is supposed to stand fast and protect despite his own fear and bodily danger. Females don't even have to consciously realize or admit that they see males as lesser in worth and thus as suitable tools of defense for them. They simply act out this knowledge. That's how we know that male devaluation exists, by seeing it demonstrated through action with spectacles such as this. In dangerous situations, females instinctually hide behind males. They do not hide behind other females. They do not hide behind their cats. They do not hide behind their mothers. They do not hide behind their kids. Well, unless the kid is a teen or adult male. They do not hide behind their grandmothers. In fact, many females will jump in front of their kids or mom to protect them because they care about them. But when there is a male friend, a brother, a father, a boyfriend, a husband, or any old anonymous male around, females will look to him for protection. Why? Because he's big and strong and muscular? No, because he is expendable. He is worth less than females, and thus he is there, existing as a tool for female welfare, to protect and provide for them. This is how females see males, as utilities. So males are supposed to do the heavy lifting, be the manual laborers and ATM machines, and most especially human shields. Males are devalued and disposable. Oh, they know. Everybody knows. My friends, stand with me, live free.